Hello everyone, this is Wayne Cymbaluk from the Stearns Conservation District with your Conservation Report. Earlier this week was the Central Minnesota Farm Show at the River's Edge Convention Center in St. Cloud. We wanted to thank those of you that stopped by our booth to say hi and talk about cover crops, manure, nutrient, and irrigation water management. Many of you then dropped by our office in Wade Park after to get further information about our programs. Thank you again. Some other events that are upcoming include the Centra Sota Cooperative 2026 Winter Conservation Event, March 10th, starting at 8:30 at the Coyote Moon Grill in St. Cloud. Some of the topics to be discussed at this event include in Minnesota ag legislative, public policy, funding, and cost share updates, along with new technology in nitrogen and irrigation water management. It ends with the lunch at 12:30. Once you're done there, you can head on over to the Organic Crops Day at Warner Lake Park in Clearwater, which starts at 2:30. This event is dedicated to row crop and livestock farmers at every stage of organic farming. Attendees will gain expert insights from researchers and local farmer panels on critical topics like nutrient management, weed control, marketing, and new technologies, alongside with valuable networking time. This event is free and will include a meal featuring organic food. Register for this event through the University of Minnesota Extension. The Irrigators Clinic will be on March 24th from 9 to 2 at the Lakeside Ballroom in Glenwood. This annual event brings together SWCDs, the Minnesota Department of Ag, and the University of Minnesota to share the latest and greatest on irrigation practices, water management, and research. This event is free, but you need to register by March 13th through the Polk County Soil and Water Conservation District. And the final event I'll mention is the 43rd Annual Stearns County Pheasants Forever Banquet. This will be on March 28th at the Freeport Community Center. Register early and the door opens at 5 p.m. Shifting gears a little bit, now is the time to be thinking about how you can bring back pollinators to your property this year. You can do this by growing pollinator-friendly flowers. Native plants form the foundation of good habitat for most insects, including pollinators. Flowering native plants provide the nectar, pollen that they eat, and the vegetation that the butterfly caterpillars feed on, and nesting resources for many bees. So why the flowers matter? Habitat loss is one of the main reasons that our pollinators are struggling. Natural areas have been built over and turned into roads, industrial areas, farmland, neighborhoods, and more. What habitat that is left is often fragmented into small and connected pieces, which makes it harder for wildlife to find the resources they need and puts them at risk when they travel between the different fragments. By growing native flowering plants in towns, cities, parks, community gardens, and farms, you can bring back some of the habitat that's been lost. Even a small patch of wildflowers on your balcony or in your yard can make a huge difference. Pollinator plantings can also connect isolated habitat fragments, helping wildlife move around more safely. Some other things to consider is use native plants to your region. Numerous studies have shown that native plants support more pollinators, both more species and greater number of them, and other invertebrates that are then compared to other invertebrates than non-native plants. You want to pick a diversity of plants with different bloom times. For us in our office, we usually try to design a seed mix that has at least a minimum of 3 species blooming each year, or each part of the year, 3 in the spring, 3 in the summer, and a minimum of 3 in the fall. We want to keep those flowering plants, again, blooming spring through fall. Different pollinator species emerge at different times of the year, and good pollinator habitat will provide food for them all season long. Spring flowering plants are particularly important for the emerging bumblebee queens, and late summer flowering plants provide resources for newly hatched queens who are about to overwinter. You want to look at the right plant in the right place. Make sure you select plants that will grow well at your site. Consider sun exposure, wind, water availability, soil type. If using a planter, you can choose potting soil that matches the plants you'd like to grow. Use sand, perlite, pebbles, or other mix-ins to adjust the soils that you may already have. There's a couple of good websites out there. One in particular, Minnesota Wildflowers, is a good one. That gives you a lot of the detail and will help you with your plant selection. You want to avoid cultivated ornamental plants in your pollinator habitat. These double-flowered hybrids or other ornate varieties often produce little pollen or no pollen or nectar. Also, many pollinators use visual cues to identify flowers. Those identifying patterns can be lost if plants are bred with a different color. If you have any questions about pollinator habitat, please reach out to our office and we'll be glad to help you out. Yeah, so for more information on any of today's or other topics, please check out our website at www.stearnscd.org or call us at 320-251-7800, extension 3. Also, please like us on Facebook. This has been Wayne Cymbaluk with your Conservation Report.